Hello and welcome to the Thomas Miller Show. My name is Thomas Miller. Thank you for tuning in yet once again to another podcast. This is podcast number 6. You believe that? Podcast number 6. I'm so happy about that. This is a small milestone for me because this is something new. I'm going to grow this podcast with more episodes and more talk and more things to get you thinking. So I'm very happy about this. You can send an email to the show if you want to. Just send it to Thomas Miller at thomasmillershow.com. That's Thomas Miller at thomasmillershow.com. Or you can comment directly on this podcast, which is available on Podbean. I also share the podcast via Twitter, Truth Social, and you can listen to it on YouTube. So for those who don't have Podbean, you can send them the YouTube link. They can listen to it, have it playing in the background, and then we can get the creative juices flowing, the thinking capacity of our brains rocking and rolling. And remember, you can comment on any show, whether I'm doing a good job or a horrible job, if I've offended you, if I've triggered you. But the bottom line is this podcast is designed to get you thinking. With that said, let's go into today's podcast. 4 days ago, there was a new variant from the C19 variant. We dealt with the original strain. We dealt with Omega Supreme or Herodocron or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to use code names because some people they do get triggered. Forget the code names. Let's just say it. You dealt with the original strain, coronavirus, then there was COVID-19, then there was Omicron, and now we've got, I think there was another variant, but now we got yet another variant, and it's called the Ninja. This is supposed to be the most contagious. And I laugh, and I don't laugh at, let me back up a little bit. I'm not laughing at the people that have gotten sick and that have passed away. That is not what I'm laughing about at all. I know I'm going to upset some people, but that's not my intention. And I feel for those who have lost their lives, the elderly, the sick, the ones that are most vulnerable to this virus. I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart for your loss. And understand this. There's loss every day. I will be gone from this earth one day. I might even be gone from this earth tonight. There's no guarantees that I'm supposed to live forever. So before you get microaggressed or you get upset about what I'm saying, I'm talking in the broad schemes. I'm talking in general. And that's the premise of what I'm going into. So this new variant came out. It was discovered about 4 days ago. Obviously was discovered way before then, but it's just now hitting the airwaves just in time for midsummer and at the end of summer travels. And they said this variant, which is called the Ninja, is way more contagious than the other variants before. And it also slips through or gets around any type of immunity, whether it be from acquiring it through contracting COVID-19 or being vaccinated. It kind of slips through the cracks and it gets around and then it affects you. So just imagine that you have this moat surrounding your immune system, whether you built that moat from vaccinations and boosters, or you just acquired the virus and you got sick and you went through it. Either way, you've built this moat around your immune system. Well, this new variant has the ability to get past that moat somehow and then attack your immune system, giving it its name, the Ninja. Now, that could be very much true. And full disclosure here, I'm not taking the solution. I'm never going to take the solution. I didn't take the solution. I did acquire COVID-19. I'm still here. Thank God. And that's just not me saying that. Thank God that I'm still here. I didn't go through the symptoms as bad. I didn't have it as bad as some people did. But I've acquired immunity. So this new variant has its way of getting around that immunity and potentially attacking me in a more severe manner. Now that may be true, but let's set aside the variant and COVID-19 for a second. And let's go back to, I think I covered this on a previous podcast, but I'm just giving you a refresher. It was amazing that when this first thing broke, that all the paraphernalia was out there. What I mean by paraphernalia, I mean the signs, the little notifications that you stand right here, social distancing, which was a term that was created during this whole pandemic, and you had to wait in line to get into places of businesses, whether that be shopping, eating, entertainment. We were locked down. There was all these restrictions. So there was this huge power that was that the small group of people that run our country, our states, our cities acquired through this. And that was a power of herding us around like cattle, making us wait in line, having us stay home, distance learning, pushing the agenda of you need to get poked in order to survive this thing, because this was deadly. This was it. If you go back and you look at everything, this was like worse than the Black Plague. Now, did it take some people out? Unfortunately, yes. But like I said, this is a natural process. It affected the elderly and people that didn't have stronger immune systems the worst. And I feel for those people. So in my humble opinion, because I'm not a genius, I don't play one on TV, I don't even play one on my own podcast, I'm not a genius, but just by my assumption out there of everything that has went on with this COVID-19, I really believe that this is a control. And the powers that be don't want to let the control go. They want you, myself, whether you agree or disagree, they want you, myself, to take the solution. Take whatever solution that they tell us to take, so they can get more control. I told my wife, I said, the next time that something like this happens, and they're gearing up for it, is they're going to learn from their mistakes. And their mistakes was they didn't lock us down like they wanted to. They didn't take advantage of the power that they had. So they want to keep this thing going. They really do. There's always going to be a different variant. There's different versions of the common cold. And we get those different variations from time to time. Sometimes I'll get a head cold, a little stuffy. You know what I'm saying? I sound like this, sound all nasally. Other times I get a different version of the cold where I get headaches, runny nose, and watery eyes. Then yet there's another variant of the common cold where I'm coughing. My chest is aching. I got a sore throat. You see what I'm saying here? There's always going to be different variants to this coronavirus. The flu, the old-fashioned, old-school flu, is a version of the coronavirus. But we have to look beyond this. We have to look at what's going on around us and what they're trying to do. If you think about it, the places where we live are the ultimate containment centers. And I'm talking about your apartment, your home, where you live. It's the ultimate containment center. And they've acquired this control by us giving it to them, but under the guise that we're making your life easier. You can have food delivered to your home via restaurant, supermarket, or farm to home services. Right now, you can sign up for multiple subscriptions out there, and there's multiple available from Eat Fresh, Blue Apron, Butcher Box, and I'm sure there's more out there. I've actually subscribed to a couple of these, and they're fantastic. They take the guesswork out of cooking. They'll send you fresh ingredients, and all you do is just put it together, and then you're eating. It comes right to your door. It's fantastic. But you can order food from, like I said, restaurants, farms, food services. You can order stuff from Amazon and get literally almost anything you want delivered via Amazon to your door. You can work from home. You can actually get a job, and there's still employment opportunities if you don't want to venture outside your home. You can work remotely. You can get a job. You can work remotely. You can get your food delivered to you. You can get goods other than foods delivered to you. And also, we have found that the Ring doorbell, there's other doorbell services out there, but the Ring doorbell will let you know who's coming or going from your home. If you think about it, it's a fantastic way to control the masses. It's a fantastic way for Big Brother to do this power grab, if we're not careful, under the guise of we're doing this for you. Even if we have to make up a fake pandemic. And they're only using this pandemic because it's the one thing that they can still kind of hold on to. But they messed up because they didn't take full advantage. And now we're just tired. So if they were to use this new Ninja variant to justify us being locked inside again, putting on the mask, which, speaking of the mask, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want you commenting, going, well, the mask is going to save lives. Or you're going to comment, the mask doesn't save lives. There's studies proven on both sides. I don't care. You do what you want to do. You wear the mask or you don't wear the mask. But I am against people making me wear the mask. And that opens up a whole other can of worms. But I just don't want them to start demonstrating that power again, to start saying, this is where you're going to go, this is what you're going to do, this is how you're going to act, oh, and we're going to inject you with something. We really have to think, and like I said, I want this podcast to be about thinking. I want us to think outside the box. I want us to use our brains. I'm tired of all these distractions. If you notice, you can't drive down the road and you'll see people crossing the street and they never look up. I don't get it. They never look up. They walk across the street and they're looking down at their device and they never look up. That's a problem. Or you'll go to restaurants and you'll sit down and you'll eat and you'll see everyone looking down at their phones. Full-on families looking at their phones. It's no surprise to see people just looking at their phones. And I'm no stranger to that behavior. At one time, I did do that exact same behavior. I couldn't wait to check my phone in the morning. I couldn't wait to see what was going on. Every moment I'd be looking down at my device. I am trying, and this is how difficult it is to break away from that device, which is one of many, and I'm trying to put my device down. When I go home, It used to bother me when people say, when I first started trying to do this, when I go home, I just put my cell phone down. I just put it down. Put it on the charger. Sometimes I'll leave it next to the sofa in the living room. I'll leave it next to my nightstand, or it's on the kitchen. I've even left it in my car before. And it used to bother me when I first started to disconnect from the device, and people, when they finally got in touch with me, they said, I've been trying to text you all night. Trying to call you all night. Okay, I apologize. I'm really trying to get out of the habit of being a prisoner to my phone because I have to carry it during the day. Was there something important? No, I just wanted to see what you were doing. But I was trying to call you. Don't you have your cell phone with you all the time? And that's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Why do we have our cell phones around us all the time? We shouldn't. It's only been a short period in human history that we've had the cell phone, and it's made arguably the most impact in human history. Within the last 30 years, we have been a slave, probably even less than that. I'm going to say less than that, maybe about 25 years. We've been a slave to our mobile devices, the cell phone specifically. Before that, people talked to people. You had the telephone. And if people called you, they either got the answer machine or they got you. You weren't a slave to that. So you got all these distractions. So I'm trying to get back on track here. I went off a little tangent, and I'm reeling myself back in. Because if we don't be careful, we're going to be handing over control to Big Brother again. And we have to be careful of that. So pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't be so distracted by your cell phone. You ever think about how common it is now for them to include all companies? I'm pretty sure, I'm not the authority, but I'm pretty sure that every cell phone company or communications company now offers Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus on all your plans, and unlimited data, unlimited bandwidth. That's not a coincidence, people. They want you to be distracted. They want you to constantly look at Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and I'm picking on them because that's the first thing that comes to my mind. They want you to constantly look down at that device, so you're distracted of what's really going on, and we're handing our liberties right over to Big Brother. Wow, Thomas, you really have that tinfoil hat on tight, don't you? Yes, I do. I don't want to be distracted. I want to pay attention. Will I be able to stop everything that's going on? The answer is no. I can't stop anything that Big Brother wants to do, but I can prepare myself. I can rely on my God-given rights as a human being. I can focus on what is right and what is wrong for my family and make decisions, not based on fear or what someone's telling me to do, but because I'm aware. I see what's going on. Now, will I get some things wrong? Yeah, I will. Will I make some wrong decisions? Yeah, I will. But I will make those decisions, right or wrong, based on the information that is given to me, and not based on blindness or just doing what they tell me to do. So I'm letting you guys know, and this is my prediction, that when the next variant, I don't know if this is going to be the one, I don't know, but the next event that will take a global effect on this world, on the United States in particular, they're going to use martial law. They're going to lock you in your home because, again, it's a perfect containment facility. You can get everything you want delivered to your house, and you can be entertained. You can do everything from your home under the guise that we did this out of comfort, ease for you. And we're going to go along with it. Most people, like right now, and I'm going to do a podcast on this, but right now there is a global food shortage that is happening right before our eyes. But if you ask most people, they'll give you the standard answer is, no, we're not, because I just went to Ralph's and all the shelves are filled. There's plenty meat, there's plenty cereals, there's plenty breads, there's plenty fruits and vegetables right now. But I don't want to digress onto that. If you want more information about that, you need to investigate that. Again, the number one reason for this podcast is to get you thinking. Don't buy into all of these distractions. And it's not just distractions from your devices, Xbox, iPads, cell phones. It could be other distractions, social distractions, to distract you of, we want to take all your power. We want to take your individualism. We want to take your right to choose. We want to infringe on every right that we possibly can infringe on so we can control the masses. What's those guide stones in Atlanta? Whatever. But they're called the guide stones. And basically, in my humble opinion, it ushers in the New World Order. It does. Check it out. I'll put a link to a couple of information pointing towards the Georgia guide stones. It's basically this like monument that kind of looks like a miniature Stonehenge with all the things for how this world is to be run efficiently. So just whenever there's something put before you, like the Ninja variant, look behind it. Ask those questions. Ask yourself. Do some research. Is this what they're really pushing? Or is it a different agenda? This world is very evil, people. And I know some people out there going, "No, Thomas, see, there you go again. There's good things in the world." Yes, there is. This world is also very evil. You don't need to be an authority. Just don't be blindsided. On later episodes, I'm going to get into stuff that is not so much doom and gloom, and I'm going to get into stuff that'll help you be prepared, like water, catching water, gardening, creating your own victory garden. I'll go a little bit extreme if you're in the urban areas, because this kind of sounds weird for you. But then I'll go into hunting, trapping in an urban environment. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I will talk to you next time. Remember, you can always send me an email at Thomas Miller. Send me an email, thomasmiller@thomasmillershow.com. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Truth Social. And catch the podcast on YouTube, or spread the word that anyone else can listen to the podcast on YouTube. All right, guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.